Hey there, Libra. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm doing a 2019 overview reading. So I'm going to do love, career, and then some overall spiritual messages. And my son is having a Fortnite attack upstairs. Sorry about that. So let's just jump into it. I'm trying to make these short, and the one I just did was over half an hour, so I'm really going to try to make it shorter than that. All right, so Nine of Pentacles. So some of you, it's interesting. Some of you have been alone for a while. So for those of you who are on a super happy, wonderful, loving relationship, nothing's wrong, everything's great. It's like you just have been allowed to flourish as your own person within this relationship. Like you both are individual people pursuing your own things and being supported, but also as a couple. It's an interesting dynamic I'm getting. It's beautiful. It's exactly what you want, and you're thriving, and that's great. For those of you who have been single, I'm sorry, for a long time, I feel like you're going to. So first of all, you're very confident and attractive, and it's hard for sorry, people that are used to being able to take care of themselves. I think especially for women, because it's like I don't need a man. Or I shouldn't be so gender specific. Fill in the blank for gender. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to read it as a heterosexual dynamic, but I just do that because I can't cover every single scenario. But if you're a strong woman that's been taking care of herself to invite, it's like I don't need someone else. You don't need someone else, but it's like being able to open up and let someone in, but not having to somehow your significant other is going to want to feel needed and valued. But it's so like, how do you do that when you're so self-assured and capable? And I think that's something you're going to be struggling with a little bit, because I think for those of you who have been single, a passionate relationship's going to come in. And it's like, okay, I have my routine down. I have my finances set. I have my own, I'm managing everything. I have my hobbies. I work out. I have I have everything. It's like just completely fine tuned. My life is just really full. How do I make room for this other person? And how do I make room? So it's like trying to wrap your head around this. Like I'm having trouble articulating it. And I think that's kind of the feeling you're going to have. You're going to be like, God, I've kind of, for those of you who've been single for a while, I've kind of have everything the way I want it. It's almost going to be hard for you to let go, to open up, to let this person in, because you don't want to disrupt the well-oiled machine that is your life. You know what I'm saying? They could be younger than you, and that may give you some cause for pause, that you're like, oh man, are they gonna... It's hard because age and maturity are not mutually exclusive. I know a lot of older people who are not mature, not self-aware, not zero, but they don't have much emotional intelligence. And I know some younger people, especially this new generation, who are wise beyond their years, who just are I think of myself at that age and look at some of the people I work with. There's this one 24 or 25-year-old, and he is just, I'm just blown away by his maturity and such. Compared, when I think about myself at that age, I was like, oh my God, I was a baby. So, but it may be hard to be like, oh, this person's younger than I am, and I may bring up all sorts of insecurities in yourself. But I think this person's going to challenge you in a very positive way. There's definitely going to be passion, definitely like very attracted to each other. It's going to be undeniable. So I really don't think, even though you're concerned about the age difference, and it could be either way. I mean, maybe you're younger and they're older. There could be an age difference, but it's going to be so undeniable. You're not going to be able to resist because there's just something about it that seems right. Like you're like, this person I could actually open up for, open up my heart, open up my life, my routine to fit this person. And you may have kids and you may be like, I was not going to date. I didn't care if I was going to be single for a decade. I'm not going to bring someone else into my children's life. That just feels disruptive to me. It's hard for me to wrap my head around how that would even play out. But then you meet someone and you're like, well, I wasn't actively trying to just date someone, but this person, boy, this is a person that I have to figure out how to incorporate into my life, even though it was not something I planned with the kids, because this person is just so, there's just such a connection on a spiritual level. It's like, it's just like you get each other. There's maybe you've never believed in like soulmates or things like that, but you're like, or past lives or whatever, but you're like there's some sort of knowing with this new person. Now you may meet them doing something that you love to do. So you could just meet them at work. But if you have a particular hobby, if you like to hike, if you like to work out, if you're into art or theater, I mean, I don't know, fill in the blank. You like to bike ride, you may meet this person. They may have a similar interest, and that's how you meet them. And that's sort of what initially draws you together. But then you realize that it's so much, there's just a depth to this relationship. And you definitely add to each other's lives. This is just going to be a game changer. This is just not going to be, oh, we're both attracted to each other and they're there and I'm here and why not? Like they like me, I like them. And that was like the only criteria you sort of used in the past. And, when you really look at it, it was like, was I really in love with them, or did I sort of fill in the blanks and make it into something more because it was convenient? Now, this isn't about convenience. In fact, it may be inconvenient, but it's undeniable. They're also going to encourage you to really live your hobby. They may even encourage you. It may be that because you guys are going to be together. You will be together. Maybe you can get married, and they will even encourage you to turn a hobby into a career. Like they will be able to support you to do something you've dreamed about. And vice versa. Or maybe you'll go into business together. Or maybe you share a similar love of something as well. Okay. See, I keep saying these are going to be short, and that was 10 minutes. Dang it. Okay, now we're going to do career. I just saw the happily ever after card. Whoa, okay, that's too many. That's too many. But look at the 9. So I'm going to pull the ones on top. The 9, this, and this. And that. Oh, nice. And that was just stuck. Yeah, a lot of this year is going to be about, so we have this 9 of Pentacles that popped out again. That, I have my life to where I want it. I don't want to disrupt it with change, but you're not going to be able to help it. What's this? Death, transformation. Your life is definitely going to be transformed, and you're going to, beyond your dreams. This is going to be a year where you're like, I never imagined I could have this relationship, this career, this life. A fire will be lit within you, and you're going to, where you may have been complacent, and just accepting again, that, it's interesting. I was going to read for career, but this part is reading to me like the overall spiritual guidance. So I'm just going to go with it. Because I'm reading it seeing it as more of an overall theme. I mean, definitely a relationship, whether it's your current one or a new one, is going to be transformed. So if you've been unhappy in your relationship, something will occur where it's transformed. Maybe someone will have a health scare, or maybe you'll find out maybe someone's coworker, maybe their significant other will have a health scare or even lose a spouse or something, and it's going to be a way, there's some situation that doesn't happen, it's nothing drastic directly to, it's nothing, it's either a scare for you guys or something tragic happens to an acquaintance, and it's a huge wake-up call, and you're like, whoa, we have to do better. We either have to get into counseling and truly do better, because life is too short and we want to be together, but we're not happy, and it's toxic on some level, and we have to fix it. Maybe you'll realize you have to leave the relationship. Or you find someone that is, some of you, and this is a small number, some of you may be in a relationship and meet someone and leave your old relationship for the new relationship. And you're just going to realize, I was complacent, I was unhappy, and I just couldn't bring myself to make the change. And now that I've realized it's not fair to me to be in the relationship. It's so funny. This is the Empress. I was reading it as the Star card. Okay, I'm sorry I'm all over the place. Now I am jumping back to career. So your career, you need creativity in your career. You need a creative outlet. You need to be able to be in a career where you can, organic keeps coming up. So I don't know if some of you are into organic. I mean, organic can be anything. You could be into, it could be that you just want to have grow your own organic vegetables and herbs and whatnot. You may switch all of your products in your house to something organic and then become like a sales rep for them. You could literally want to buy a farm and become an organic farmer. That's going to be for a very small number of you, if not, if even one of you. You may become vegan. You may change careers to be in some sort of career that has to do with health, well-being. You may be into like organic, like hemp, um, holistic things, something to do with the earth, to do with natural fibers. Maybe some of you knit and only use organic fibers, alpacas. I'm getting all these things. Like you may want your career to be more connected to earth, to nature. Yeah. And I see you going back to school. You could do this. So this may be getting intertwined with love, because remember I was touching upon, you guys shared something. Um, you may be like, yeah, I want to start an organic brewery, like a liter, I don't know. And so you're going to learn how to uh, do things with sustainability and the planet in mind, organically, sustainable. It's going to be a career as well that just is organic for you. That's something you're going to want to do forever, that you won't get burned out in, that inspires you, that feels natural. Yes. So it was interesting. I took if you've ever taken, I may have talked about this in another video, so I apologize if I've already talked to Libra about it, but the Myers-Briggs personality, I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's just basically your personality type, and it was hard for me to take it because I'm very different at home than I am at work. At work, I have to be extremely detailed. I don't procrastinate. I'm kind of a type A personality, but at home, I'm not. I'm much more like chill, and I'm on top of everything. I got everything under control, but I don't have any sort of panic or, like, I don't know if it's panic, but at work it's like, gotta get it done, gotta get it done, I'm always there's sort of anxiety behind it, and I'm just very chill at home. So it was hard for me to take this test, because if I took it the way I am at work versus the way I am at home, and he said, we all have a true nature. We all have an inherent nature. And he said, one way to know if you're going against your true nature, your default, is if you come home from work and you're exhausted. You're doing a job that goes against, where you have to use different personality traits. And it really stuck with me, because that is true. I come home just freaking exhausted. So this is like this year, you're gonna stop going against, resisting, because like there's something in your mind that's like, no, you have to have this kind of job, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be an accountant, you have to do this, like whether it's your family or just something growing up that's stuck in your head, and you're like, no, you're gonna start to realize that to be happy and healthy and holistic, to live a more holistic lifestyle, meaning just more natural to your own nature, your own nature, that you're going to have to let go of some of those beliefs and live your life so you don't feel like you're constantly going against the grain of your true nature. And so trying to figure out what your true nature is, and embracing that and celebrating that, and realize we're all, I think it's Deborah Silverman who says, be yourself, everyone else is taken. And celebrating that, and in bringing that into all aspects of your life, including your career. So for you guys, that kind of wrapped up career and love, and same thing with who you love. Maybe you had a type before. I want a significant other that has a professional job, that wears a suit. I don't know. You just had this idea in your head, and now you're like, I'm totally in love with this organic farmer that wears patchouli, and you're like, and that is actually truly me, but I was just going against my nature this whole time. You know what I mean? That type of feeling. So that's what I see for you guys in 2019. And thank you for watching.